So hello everyone. So I hope you people have watched my previous video that is related to the concept of standard library module package, in which I have tried to explain what is the difference between standard library module and package, why we require to import different type of packages in Python, what are few important packages which we really required a lot of, that is related to pandas is there, numpy is there, scipy is there, nltk is there for natural language processing. So for different purpose we need to import different type of packages. In that video I have also discussed that how to install any particular uh, package or library in uh, Python. Before you will go to that particular package, it's my personal request, kindly go through that particular previous video. Then it will be more clarify your concept related to the NumPy, pandas, and the import concept. In this session, I'm going to discuss a very important uh, package or library that we call NumPy, and what is the purpose of using NumPy, what in which scenario we people need to use the or we people need to use the import NumPy library, and how to implement different concept of NumPy in Python. So that I will discuss in that particular lecture. So let's try to understand the concept one by one. So in the comment section, I have tried to write the main crisp of the NumPy library. So just read these uh, comments one by one. So the first important comment, you can say the NumPy library are used to support numerical and array operations. So whenever you want to perform calculations on numerical data, you can say, and whenever we need to perform the array operation, so array operation, you know that array, if you will see the array, those who have earlier read C, C++, Java, they understand the array. So here the concept is same, or you can say the array means the group of similar data types. So group of similar data type means either all the elements of array will be integer, or all the integer will be float, means decimal number, or all the elements will be of string type. So whenever such type of concept will be there, we will use array. Second important thing is NumPy normally used for operation in multi-dimensional array. So multi-dimensional array, not new to the people, those who are keep on doing programming, but those who are new in that particular field. So whenever there is a single dimension, means all the elements will be written in a single line, you can say 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4, it will be called single dimension. If there will be more than one column and rows, if there will be more number of rows and columns, then we can say we people are talking about the multi dimension. So suppose I am having a two column and two rows. Then what we will say, we will call it a two dimensional array. Okay, whenever we are having three rows and three column, we can call three dimensional array. So here we can easily handle the data of multi-dimensional array, or in other way we can say whenever we need to perform the calculation that will be based on the multi-dimensional array, or the number pattern which will be available in multiple columns and rows, then we have to have used the concept of NumPy. So NumPy multi-dimensional array means more than one list of same data type. If there is a single list, we will call it is a array, or the correct way is one dimensional array. Whenever we are having a uh, two list, we will say two dimensional. Whenever we are having a n number of list, then we will call it as a multi-dimensional or a n dimensional array. So these are the very simple concept. Why we people are using NumPy, and the first important thing is are faster than list. Why it is faster than list? Because if you will try to recall, in list we can store different type of data also. Means we can store 23, which is of integer type. We can store 23.7, which is of float type. Third element can be my name, that is in double quotes Rajiv is there. So a one list can contain different type of data, and whenever list will contain different type of data, then speed of the program will automatically reduce. So always remember that whenever we people are having a numeric type of data, means either the number should be integer or the number should be float, there should be no character or string type of data, then always use NumPy concept. Okay, that is a very important thing. Why? Because when the NumPy will contain numeric type of data, the speed of the program will automatically fast. Second important thing, NumPy array is mutable. Mutable means we can modify the element of the list. We can replace any element of the list. We can delete any particular element of the list. So if the modification in the list of the element is possible, then we can say it is mutable. So NumPy array is also mutable. Third important property, we can say NumPy array good for matrix operation. So I hope most of you have read matrices at your 9th and 10th standard. So whenever we have to perform addition of matrices, multiplication of matrices, so in all such type of operations, NumPy is very useful. Okay, so when later we will read the concept of machine learning. So we need to make different matrices, we need to perform different type of calculation. Then at that particular time, that NumPy array concept is very useful. Last and the important benefit, NumPy provide random number support. Random number support. Okay, so many times in programming we need to generate random number, and the random number can be easily generated with the help of a NumPy function. So let's learn how to implement the concept of NumPy in Python. So first thing we will learn how to create NumPy array. So as NumPy is not the standard library, means it is not available or install when we people install Python. So we have to import that particular file in our Python program. And what is the syntax for importing any particular library? It's very simple, import NumPy. And if we want to give a short name to the NumPy, we will use as NP. So NumPy can be renamed as NP. And how we will create array? So simple NP dot array, and whatever the element of the list which you want to create, we can write all the elements. Like here I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we want to print the element of array, let's execute it quickly. So here you can say it has printed the array. So since there is only one list, so we will say in this case it is a one dimensional array. Many times we want to count the length, means number of elements in an NumPy array. So for that we will use len function. So just execute it, and you will see since there are 5 elements, so it will simply print 5 here. Next is type of AX. Let's say AX. So AX is the variable. Okay, so AX is the variable, means whatever array I have created in NumPy will be stored by name AX. So I want to know what type of data AX is, or what is the type of variable AX. So whenever you want to know the type of variable, always use type function. So let's execute it. and you can say the NumPy ND array means n-dimensional array. So this is an object of n-dimensional array. Next important thing, whenever many times we people are having a data in different format, and for performing calculations we need to convert that data into numeric form. So how we will convert data type of NumPy array? So suppose X is an NumPy array which are having a three elements 1, 2, 3. You can say delete that particular byte. Okay, three elements. And since whenever we place any particular element in a single code, it will be called character type of element. Is there? So there are three characters, and you know very well we cannot perform addition, subtraction, or any operations on character type of data. So we have to have convert that character type of data into integer type. How we will change the data type of NumPy array? So np dot array x comma nt. So it simply convert all the elements of x array into integer type of data. So let's print xi, that is the integer type of data. If you will execute it, you can say now earlier it was a character type of data, now it has been changed into integer type of data. So that is also a very important step, that before you people going to any particular operation, kindly check your data and convert it into proper type so that we will get the accurate result. Next important thing, suppose I am having a data, you will say 1 2.73, and I want to convert that data into integer type. So 1, it's okay, it will be changed into one integer type. 2.7, we want to check whether the 2.7, since it's a float type of data, and if we will try to convert it into integer type, so what will be the output? So let's check that particular output. Oh yeah, so see, here you can say it's giving error, and if you will try to read, it's saying invalid literal for integer with base 10 2.7, means 2.7 is not a integer type of data, means it's a decimal, means float type of data, so it cannot be converted into integer type. Okay, so many times we think that it will change 2.7 into 2, so sorry, it will not possible. We have to do correction accordingly. So what we will do, I will delete that particular part. Now if I will try to execute that particular command, now you will see now it has converted that particular character type of data into integer type. Similarly, if we want to convert that data into float type, okay, if we want to convert that data into float type, so float xi, let's change it into xi. Let's see that xi. Okay, here also let's change it into xi. Okay, so if you will execute that particular part, so here you will see run that particular part, and you are getting, so here you will see it's saying 1.2.3 point. So what it has done, it has convert 1 2 3 into float type of data. And again, if you want to convert string type of data or integer type of data into string type of data, you will simply write str in single quote, and here you will see it has converted that data into string type. So we can change the data type of array by using such type of function. So let's take one more example. Suppose there is an array which is, it's a one-dimensional array, so it's containing different element. Some element are of integer type, some you can say of float type, and let's convert all these element into float type data. We have executed it. Now let's try to print that particular data. So now you will see that all the data has been converted into float type, means the data with decimal points. Now if you want to perform calculation, I want to know the sum, what is the sum of all the digits, what is the mean of all what is the standard deviation, and sep equal to backslash n means I want to, since there are three results, so I want that every result will start from next line. So we know that backslash n will indicate the, so here the separator is backslash n. So we can use different type of separator also. So let's execute that particular command. Oh yes, so here you will see x is the numpy array. So x dot sum perform addition of all the elements. X dot mean will calculate the mean value, and x dot std function will calculate the standard deviation. And since I have given separator backslash n, here you will see I am getting result in different line. If I will change the separator, suppose I will give separator backslash t. Okay, now if I will execute that particular program, let's see what output you people will get. So now you will see that every output will be given a distance of backslash t, that is the 5 character type. So depending upon what type of output you people want, you can use sep function, and that will always be used inside the print function. Okay, so you can say that how easily we can perform such type of calculation by using numpy array. Let's quickly see the n dimensional array. So here we will see, you can see, let's see how to handle the multi-dimensional data. Here the important thing, always remember that it will always start from 0th row and 0th column. Okay, so those who are doing programming in C, C++, they already know that in multi-dimensional array or in all the programming language, I have seen that always it will start from 0th rows and 0th column. Okay, so if I will try to see, there are three lists, you can say the first list, it will start from this bracket to that bracket, second list and third list. So since three lists are there, so we can easily say it's a multi-dimensional array. So here the important thing, I am talking about the 0th row. So you will say this is 0th row, first row and second row. Similarly, it will be called 0th element, first element. So the only important thing, always remember that the here the index number or counting will always start it from 0. So let's quickly convert all these elements of three different lists into float type of data. Let's execute it. It has been converted, and you can say it has print. Now you can see all the, here you will see the multi-dimensional array structure. So this is the first row, means first list, second row will be in second list, and third row will indicate third list. Similarly, so you will say this is the 0th column, first column, second column. Sorry, 0th row, first row, second row. Similarly here, 0th column, first column, second column, third column, and so on. So that is the important thing, always remember. Let's try to understand again the sum value, mean value, and standard deviation of multi-dimensional array. Everything will remain same. Just write that particular statement, execute it, and you can say now the 225 is the sum, 12.5 is the mean, and 8.34 is the standard deviation between these numbers. It's quite simple, and it will be similar to the one dimensional array. Only thing you need to, so whatever be the number of list you can use in multi-dimensional array. Many times we want to access a specific element of an array. Okay, many times we want to access a specific element. For example, suppose I want to access element of first row and third column. First row and third column. So how we will write? AX, that is the name of the list. Let me show the list. Here you can see the list. Okay, so AX 1 comma 3. So 1 means the first the element before comma will represent row, and after comma will represent column. So it will always in the form of a row column form, you can say. So I am saying the display the element of first row and third column. So first row means, so this is the 0th row, this is the first row. First row, which column? Third column. So 0 column, first column, second column, third column. Okay, so let's execute it quickly. Uh, yeah, so you can say the 13th. 13th is the position of first row. So this is the 0th row, this is the first row, and third column is 0 column, first column, second column, third column. So that's why 13 is the output. So in this way, we can access any specific element of the n-dimensional array. Next important thing is slicing is very important concept. Slicing means the general meaning is to cut something. Here also we want to cut multidimensional array, or in other way we can say we want to uh, get the subset of the multidimensional array. Means we don't want to display all of them, or we don't want to perform calculation on all the elements, but we want to perform calculation on some specific element. So or we can say the subset of the n-dimensional array. So here we will use the concept of slicing. So slicing means to extract some portion of array. First part indicate rows and the second part indicate number of column. For example, suppose I have written AX 1 colon 3 2 colon 4. So here the first part will indicate which rows you want to extract, and after comma it's showing which column you want to extract. So 1 comma 3 means I want to extract rows from 1 to 2. Okay, so as I have told, whenever people will use colon symbol, after colon it will be considered n minus 1. That's why it is indicating, means I want to extract row from 1 to 2, 3 not included. Similarly, which column range you want? I want column range from 2 to 3. Again, 4 will not be included. Okay, so 1 to 2 row and 2 to 3 column. So if you will execute that particular program, so suppose this is the array, you can say this is the 0th row, first row, second row. So let's quickly execute that particular part, and I want to display that particular part. So this is the 1:3, 2:4. Just execute it. So you will see 12, 13, 22, 23. Let's quickly check. So means we want to display first and second row. So first and second row, this is the 0th row. This is the first row and second row. Means we are interested in only this row and that row. And which column? Second and third column. So second means 0, 1, 2. Second column, third column. Similarly, 0, 1, 2, second column and third column. So that's why we people will get that. So this is a type of slicing, because we have extract some specific element from the n-dimensional array. Let's take one more format which is very useful. So in this particular format, you will see I have written AX colon comma 2 colon. So nothing I have written. It means all the rows I want to extract. And column I have written, it will start from second column, and nothing is written. So it means from second column to last column. Okay. So if you will execute that particular command, here you can say, so what? So you can say it has displayed all the 3 rows, and from second column to element to last column element. So you can see it has left the 0th and first element, and from second to last, from second to last, and from second to last, it has printed all the elements. Okay, so these are the different type of combinations we people can use while extracting or while slicing the multi-dimensional array in NumPy array. Now let's quickly see. Many times we can, if we want to know the shape of an array, shape means what are the number of rows and columns. So it's very simple. We will use shape attribute. So just execute it, and you can say uh, there are three commas. Means in that particular array there are 3 rows and 6 columns. Here you will see that 3 rows are there, and in every row there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns are there. Okay, so here this is the important part, and we can reshape also. So suppose I want to convert, if you will see, total 3 into 6, 18 elements are there. But if I want to change my array in which there should be 9 rows and 2 columns, okay, the only important thing that multiplication should be same always. So 9 2 j 18, 3 6 j 18. Okay, so that is important. If you will execute reshape function, that's great. Now you have seen the same array. It has converted into 9 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and each row is containing 2 columns. So any we can change into any particular specific column. The multiply should be same. Means it should be, means I want to convert into 6 into 3. So you will simply write here, write 6, and here you can write 3, and now it will convert into 6 row, and each row will be comprised of 3 columns. So here you will see 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and each row, each column is comprised of 3 elements. So these are the few basic commands. I hope you people have learned that how we can utilize the concept of the concept of NumPy library into Python. So thank you so much. Keep practicing, keep learning, and do like my videos, subscribe, and press bell icon. And if any questions, share your experience also in comment section. So bye bye. Be safe nowadays.